Hey guys, this is Ronmower, and yeah, it's been a while since I've done a What's ECW video. This is number 12, I believe. I lost count. The last one I did was probably like a year ago around this time. And I've been thinking about doing another one. It has been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm like, what can I talk about next? And off the top of my head, I thought, man, I want to talk about Super Metroid. Let's just talk about Super Metroid, because why not, right? That's ECW. Super Metroid is definitely ECW. And wearing this crunch shirt. I haven't been to a gym in years. Anyway, yeah, so Super Metroid came out in 94. And here recently, if you've been following my channel, I've been streaming a lot of Metroid lately. Metroid NES, Metroid 2, and Metroid Fusion. I beat Super Metroid not too long ago on stream. I recently streamed that too. So here lately has been a lot of Metroid content on my channel. And yeah, Super Metroid, when it first came out in 94, even before that, I heard a lot of hype about it, and it did live up to the hype. I remember, like, sometimes some video games do not live up to the hype. It really does not. I hyped up Shadowgate 64 as going to be one of the greatest games of all time, and then when I played it, I was very, very disappointed. Very disappointed, because the NES Shadowgate was great. And then, so Shadowgate 64 has to be great too, right? Wrong, in my opinion. Shadowgate 64 is not ECW. Now, Eugene Myers, EC Myers Vids, is streaming Shadowgate 64. While I do not like the game, I do like Eugene, so check out his channel, his stream, if you want to check out Shadowgate 64. On the S2K channel, we did a Let's Play, or Gen2 did a Let's Play of it on the S2K channel, Shadowgate 64, back in 2010. Because I did not want to touch that game. I did not want to play it. I did not want to stream it. No, I didn't stream back then, but I did not want to play it at the time. I don't know if I ever want to stream it, period. There are some games where I don't like, and I say I don't ever want to stream, but that don't mean I won't change my mind one day and stream it. We'll see, just for the lulz. But anyway, Shadowgate 64 was a game that I hyped up in my mind, and then me and my friend Venom22, Lewis, we played it as soon as I got out of reserve at Special Effects. And within a few days, I slowly realized the game's boring. Sleep-inducing gameplay, as one magazine put it. And so, to me, there was no hype around the game. But to me, I was hyping it up. I hyped myself up thinking it would be a great game. So, and some video games don't live up to the hype, whether it be a hype that's viral, like everybody is hyping it up, or it's just you or a few other people, whether you're hyping it up in your mind because you're looking forward to it so much. I remember Happy Console Gamer talked about Dynamite Ducks on his bus ride back. As a kid, he bought Dynamite Ducks at a store, and when he got home and played it, he was very disappointed. So a lot of us hype games up, and then when we play it, it's not as great as we imagine it to be. But Super Metroid lived up to all the hype. It really lived up to all of the hype. And I remember Nintendo Power Magazine hyping it up, commercials, the commercial where he put a Rottweiler inside of a chamber with Super Metroid, and the Rottweiler came out, it was a pork chop. And just the hype behind it, the screenshots, the images, I said, man, this game, just like Mega Man X, lived up to the hype as well. Super Metroid did too. And I played Super Metroid so much as a kid, I first rented it. And it was challenging at first, you know, I was new to the game. Over the years, though, 30 years later, I can pretty much breeze through it, even though I forget where to go sometimes. So I don't know if I can ever do a successful speed run of it. I think when I was a kid, though, I did like, I can always get the best ending. But when I was a kid, I think I beat it with like an hour, hour and a half. These days, can't really do that. I can still get the best ending these days, and I even 100% it before on the S2K channel. I did a live stream where I did a 100% run. But as far as like a speed run or even coming close to a world record, no, I cannot do that. I cannot do that. But I've gotten real good at the game over the years. And NES Metroid, no, I still, you know, even though I learned some things from Mega Dan, you know, get the screw attack first, then the rest of the game is a lot easier. That's true, because I always go to Brinstar first in NES Metroid. Because I thought that's where you're supposed to go first. You know, I thought Ridley was the semi-final boss. Like, I thought you had to go to Brinstar first, whatever. But, no, anyway, but NES Metroid has always been challenging to me. Super Metroid, now it's easy. So I can see where Super Metroid is definitely the easier game, especially when you use certain tricks like the grappling beam trick that you used to beat Dragon and Meridia, the boss of Meridia. And what else? Yeah, and the game's pretty much easier. especially when it has a map and certain upgrades, that, the spring ball and stuff, and like you can angle your gun, this time like you couldn't do in NES Metroid. If you've seen AVGN's review of Metroid, you know what I'm talking about. Super Metroid did everything right. They took the first two Metroid games and said, how can we make it better? What mistakes did we make before? Okay, this is what we need to do. We need to make sure the players can angle their gun up and down, whatever. Let's add this. Spring Ball debuted in Metroid 2. But and you can duck and shoot, where they did that in Metroid 2 as well. So Metroid 2 and 3 improved on things, but Super Metroid is what finally nailed it. A map, right? A map is very important. That's why one of the reasons why I'm so bad at Metroid and Metroid 2 is because there's no map. And Skip Rogers would be very disappointed in that. You have to make your own map. I don't want to make a map. I want the game to have a map. So I guess as a kid though, you had to really do that and make a map if you really want to be successful at it. But I don't feel like doing that. I don't want to make a map. I want the game to have a map, and Super Metroid has a built-in map. So, and I know there's Metroid Zero Mission, which I play a little bit of, and I do plan to stream that after Fusion. So, but yeah, Super Metroid got it right, man. I mean, they got everything right. The soundtrack is great in NES Metroid, but Super Metroid, you got that mood music. I thought it was called opera music because you hear and I thought it was a woman singing opera. And I learned, no, it's called mood music. It sounds like opera music, but it's not a woman going, it's just the music. The atmosphere, the different parts of the planet, Zebes, whatever you call the planet. You got Criteria, Brinstar, Norfair, the wrecked ship, Meridia, and Turian. Now we've seen Turian and Brinstar and what's it called? In the NES Metroid and Norfair as well. The new areas we did not see in Metroid is Meridia and Wrecked Ship, and Criteria. It's pretty cool. A Crateria, whatever it's called, Cafeteria, I don't know. But yeah, Super Metroid, it's such a great game with a great soundtrack, great story, and so dramatic. The final boss with Mother Brain. Well, before we get to Mother Brain, first of all, man, you got the freaking giant Metroid hatchling, okay? Come out of nowhere and attack that enemy. And when I first seen the giant Metroid hatchling, I had to pause the game. And I had to pause the game with my jaw dropped to the floor. I was 14 years old. And when I first seen the giant Metroid, I had to pause the game and be like... And I sat there for probably 30 seconds straight or 1 minute straight. And I was thinking, no, there's no way. There's no way, man. There's no way I could beat this thing. Because regular Metroids are hard enough to deal with, or a pest to deal with. How am I going to beat this giant Metroid? That's why it's a Super Metroid. So I unpaused the game, did my best to beat it, used super missiles, whatever I was doing. And I was like, dang it, I'm about to die. Look at this. I can't get it off me. The power bombs. Usually you can use regular bombs or in NES Metroid, the bombs. Super Metroid, I believe that if it latches onto you, it takes 3 power bombs to get it off of you. This one, no power bombs are working. I'm like, well, what do you do? And so I see my energy draining, and I'm about to die. No, it stops when you have 1 notch of energy. I'm like, what the heck happened? It let me go. And so I was like, okay, that was weird. And then you go on and you fight Mother Brain 2 times, and then the dramatic part where the giant Metroid saves you. Like, what is going on? Whose side is it on? And then it gives me energy, and then Mother Brain kills it, and all of a sudden I'm coming back to life as a rainbow warrior or something. I'm all different colors now, and I got this new beam. So the Metroid gave me its power, or whatever it did, and I call it the ECW beam, and I defeat Mother Brain, and then beat the game. And what a moment! The ending isn't much. It's just show you flying away. And I didn't know until years later. I think years later, I was like, what about those animals that helped me, that saved me early in the game? Those animals, are they still, can I still go down there? I don't know if I was thinking about the animals, but I was thinking after beating it for like the 10th time, whatever, I have time to go down here. Let me roll down here and see if I can still go down here. or is the door locked? No, the door wasn't locked. And those aliens that help you on the planet, they're still there. And I don't know how I figured this out. I don't know if I was shooting at them to see if like I can hit them or get them to go away or whatever. But I shot the doorway. I shot the thing in the back for the doorway to open up for them or whatever. Then that's when they leave. And that time when I beat the game, when the planet blows up and Samus is flying away, you see the little dot fly on the right side of the screen. Now I'm thinking, was that the aliens I rescued? Did they escape in their own pod? So that was cool. And you know, now that I know better, now that I know I cannot beat Super Metroid without rescuing the enemies. I cannot the enemies, rescuing the enemies. I cannot beat Super Metroid without rescuing the friends. I gotta rescue the friends before I leave. Come on now. So, and I did a 100% run. I don't know if I mentioned this already. I did a 100% run of the game on the SC2K channel live, and we also did a Let's Play of it. Back when the S2K was active, and we were having good times on that channel. Yeah, so Super Metroid, I mean, to say the least, excellent game. Excellent game, and I mean, still a masterpiece. In my top 10 for sure. It's my favorite Metroid game. I've only played 2, NES, Metroid, and Super. I'm barely now playing Metroid 2. So far, it's okay. I'm really enjoying Metroid Fusion. Metroid Prime, I played a little bit back in the day, but I could not get hooked onto it. For some reason, first-person shooter Metroid did not do it for me, and I could not get hooked. So that's why I never went back to Metroid Prime. 2D side-scrolling Metroid is what I love to play. And that's why so far I'm loving Metroid Fusion. It's looking great so far. It reminds me a lot of Super Metroid. I'm pretty sure, and when I played a Metroid Zero mission, it looks pretty cool. I think I'm going to like the Zero mission too. All right, so well, that is it for this video about Super Metroid. What's ECW? Super Metroid ECW, to say the least. And last year I did a What's ECW video called Gaming in 1994, where I talked about the games I love to play in 94. Super Metroid was one of them. It came out in 94. Super Punch-Out came out in 94. Super Street Fighter came out for the SNES in 94. I discovered other games that did not come out in 94, but I did not play until 94. What a great year that was for me as a kid. And one of the main reasons is because of the video games. And Super Metroid was a game that I loved back in the day. And I finally got it for Christmas, I think Christmas 94. Or no, I got it for Christmas 96, actually. Before that, I would just rent it off and on. And then I finally got my own copy in Christmas of 96. Christmas of 96 is very memorable to me. WCW Starrcade 96 when Piper beat Hogan. And that's one of my favorite, because during that time I was on Christmas break from school, and I got to, I didn't get to watch the pay-per-view live, but someone let me borrow a tape, and I watched Starrcade 96 over and over again. And what else? Super Metroid I got for Christmas. What a great time. Yeah, what a great time. I don't know if I'm trying to remember if someone bought that for me for Christmas or if I bought it on my own. I don't remember, because I bought it used, I think. Or someone that gave it to me used. It wasn't brand new or whatever. I think I bought it at a pawn shop or something. I had some, I guess, Christmas money or something. But anyway, it was around Christmas break 96 where I finally had my own copy of Super Metroid. I mean, let's go. Super Metroid, indeed. So many fun memories. And yeah, what else can I say about it that hasn't been said? A true masterpiece is Super Metroid. What is your favorite Metroid game? Or what do you think about Super Metroid? Do you agree with me, disagree with me? You think it's overrated, underrated, or is it it's just a classic, legendary game? It's lasted the test of time. It's timeless. Super Metroid will always be great, and I will always go back to streaming it and playing it again. And all right, so that is it. Whether you're watching this as a premiere or you're watching it later on, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later on Ronmower. God bless. Take care.